Congratulations on your Academy Award nomination. Very exciting.
Thank you. It's such a blessing, man. I mean, whew,
Yeah.
my mother said, like, can you believe it? A little black boy from the south side of Chicago is nominated for an Oscar. I said, man, that is an amazing journey.
It's great. And it's not happening on its own. You were also nominated for a Grammy, so you were there last Sunday. How was that? Are you nervous on a day where you're nominated?
Well, yeah, you know, it's like, unfortunately and fortunately, they announced our award pre-telecast, so we already knew we lost. So I kind of got to enjoy the event. Like, I mean, I saw this incredible performance by Kendrick Lamar.
It's amazing.
You know, it was beautiful. Even watching Bruno Mars and Cardi B was fun, and just seeing Jay-Z and all, like, guys that I really love and care about as artists and as people like Nas and Jay-Z around, just enjoying the Grammys. It was fun. But it was another one of those moments, because when I pulled up to Madison Square Garden, I was thinking, like, I used to watch the Grammys. I used to see Michael Jackson and never think that I could attend that event. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's incredible.
Well, it's incredible. I mean, just the fact that you're having all of these happening one after the other. It's like, I'm at the Grammys, I'm at the Oscars. It's really exciting. You know, you talked about the people from your era, the guys you came up with, Jay-Z and Nas. I always love hearing when people help out younger, unknown artists. And you, this was a photo you posted of you and Chance, the rapper, when he was at SNL. He looks a lot older there than he is in real life. He's actually younger
he's
than
a little
you.
bit, yeah.
But is it true that your grandmother and Chance's grandmother are friends?
Yeah. Well, yeah, they were friends. I'll say that because Chance's grandmother is passed, God bless her soul. But so my grandmother and Chance's grandmother are friends, and my grandmother said, hey, Rashid, I need you to call and leave a message. My friend's grandson, he's a rapper. And this was like 10 years ago, so Chance had to be like in high school. So I ended up calling. You got to do what your grandmother says.
Yeah, of course.
So I, you know, and my grandmother is known for calling me saying, say hi to this person, do this. So I had to do it. I called
It's very nice that you still answer when she calls. That's very nice.
Yeah, I better. But so, yeah, I called Chance's phone. I didn't know it was Chance the Rapper. And at that point, I don't even know if his name was Chance the Rapper. But I left a message for him. He didn't answer the call.
Yeah.
So I left a message, an inspirational message, telling him to pursue his dream and do it. And then I met him 8 years later. He said, you know, our grandmothers are friends, and you left a message on my phone. I'll never forget that. I said, what? That was you? That was incredible. And this dude went on to win Grammys and be one of the biggest rappers out there.
Well, good for you, man. That is such a nice thing such a nice way to pay it forward like that. It's great.
Would you do that for an up-and-coming comedian?
I can't stress how busy I am. I just don't have the time. And then, you know, I'm on a very limited minutes plan. So I want to talk about The Chi. This is a fantastic show that was created by Lena Waithe, who's an Emmy Award-winning writer on Master of None. And how did this show come to be? How did it come about?
Well, she created it because she said she saw a lot of reports about Chicago and the statistics that was happening with the murder rates. And she realized that people weren't looking at us as human beings. The life that was being talked about was not looked at as like, yo, these are human beings dying, and this is not only the side of what Chicago is violence. So it sparked a thought in her mind. She's a creative person, a beautiful writer, and she wrote the pilot for The Chi. And as producers, Freedom Road and my company, we heard about the script. It had a real big buzz, and we came on as producers, and it was just the right alignment for me being from Chicago, me always wanting to tell that story about human life and just life being round, not just one-sided, and that's what she was able to show.
It's wonderful. Obviously, we saw from the clip, you're in it as well. When you decide to be in a project like this, do you go at it with a very specific, I want to play a character like this, or I want to bring this experience, either my own personal or people I knew from that, you know, part of the country that maybe other people don't know that much about?
Well, yeah, you know, they said, yo, do you want to do a character on it? And I was like, yeah, if the character is right. And they wrote this character named Rafiq, who was a Muslim brother who was from the streets and then, you know, went to prison and has changed his life. And I really definitely know human beings who have been through that transition. In fact, I've been working with something called Imagine Justice, where we go into prisons and talk to individuals and see what programs, and I've met some of the most enlightened human beings in prison. So to be able to play this character and just be a voice for people who are usually unheard was really an honor for me. You know, I'm super grateful to be a part of it as a producer, but also to be a voice for the people who, across all America, who don't usually get heard.